The workshop is taking longer than expected, but we're finally adding insulation so we can move ahead with the flooring. And that's what we're working on this week. Unboxing our first bat of flooring insulation. We are using rock wool, an R28, 2x8 studs, and 16-inch on center. I think I forgot my X-Acto knife in, but I bought this Husky insulation knife as well for sawing through the insulation, so I'm sure this can open up the plastic just fine. Watch how much it expands, it's crazy. Woohoo! Look at that. Not enough light in here. I gotta look at that thick insulation. That's warmth right there. It's like 7¼ inches thick. So for these first pieces that are going around the wall, I pretty much need to cut this little 2x6 piece out of them. So at the edge, it can fit that and then go up to the regular height. So got my little cutting guide template. These first pieces are always compressed a bit more than the ones after. It's just the two on the end, so I'm sure it'll plump up a little bit, but yeah, let's get that guy in there. Just gotta do things from your strong side, because I was on my left side, not as good. But now on my right side, should be better. Basically, I just gotta make sure that my cut gets in tight. And guess what? I've never done flooring insulation before either. Yeah, that looks good. Super stoked on that. Just a few more of those to do. Look at that thick floor insulation. So what I was saying here is just that my cut is in flush with this piece, so just try to make sure you get that first little bit pushed under, and then now it makes a nice line there. So super happy with that. Just gotta do a few more now. So I want to get a few of these pieces just pre-cut, and then I can go install them all. Beautiful. I always find it's better to cut a little deeper to ensure you get a clean cut. Otherwise, if you try and cut it shallow, it's going to rip and not be clean. Just kind of eyeball a 2x4 thickness, 1.5 inches. Look at that. trying to take a lengthwise cut is harder to keep straight, but even worse when you only need to take like half an inch. Sure that front end is in well. Okay, so there's the last one. Done from there to there. I can't do more until I move all this OSB and stuff, so I'm gonna keep working up over there and all around, and then also start tackling out this middle stuff, and then I can rearrange things in here, keep moving on. So let's go warp speed now. Okay, we did get up to there done. I do have more insulation in here, but in order to finish what I have all exposed here, I'm going to need many more bags of insulation. And I plan on doing a lot of that tonight, so I need to get them over here. They're just in another building being stored. So in the summertime, I always use a side-by-side, and I could put 3 bundles of insulation. They're in 2 packs, shrink wrapped together. So when you do take them out of that 2-pack, they definitely grow. And then when you open them on the table to use them, they grow even more. So I could drag them on the ground across here, but they're not perfectly sealed, so I don't want them getting wet. And they're not massive, but they're like 60 pounds each and kind of that large, awkward size. So when you have 2 of them, you're over like 100 pounds, so they're definitely a bit of a brute. And so yeah, I can fit 3 2-packs or 6 packs. I don't know, all these packs, bundles. 6 in the back of the ATV, side by side. So the only thing is the side by side hasn't been used since our last month of snowstorms, so it's got quite a bit of snow on it, but I'm gonna need to be using it a lot more, get insulation back here, so I need to go get that operational. There she is, all covered up. So we'll get the snow brush and oh man, that's ice on the roof. Yeah, we had some warm weather. I ripped the barbecue cover, and even the cover on the ATV, it's like so hard to get off. So I hope I don't wreck this in the process, but that's a very big possibility. I guess that's why I wipe the snow off, what's accumulated, before it gets warm and melts and turns into ice. Look at, there's a Christmas tree under there. Oh, you're either gonna break the cover or break your tool. Uncovering a Christmas tree. I had put that there before it started snowing. See if she'll start first pull. Oh, maybe it doesn't start neutral, but see if she starts first turn of the key. Wow, that's crazy. Mind you, it hasn't had its battery drained, but it hasn't been ran in a month. Starts second turn of the key. But I did get a new tool to help me with the other ATV for starting better. Really, I should just replace the battery, but considering our cold winters, it was a tool that was good to have anyways, just in case of emergencies. So we'll open that one day soon. Oh my gosh. It's not gonna get any lighter, I suppose. Holy, a big chunk of ice. That's where I'm worried of the tarp ripping, but that's pretty thick. That's 1.5 inches, almost 2 inches of ice in the middle of it. Right on the seam too. That's crazy. It's also stuck on the roof. I had this with a barbecue cover too. Learning, you know, having things in cold weather. But yeah, on the roof there, it's also stuck. Like peeling it back is pretty slow and steady. Oh man. Oh, timber. That all fell down, which is okay. I'm gonna have to take a sledgehammer and break that out. Otherwise I'm definitely gonna rip this. The nice thing is the box is clean, minus, you know, the dirt that's gonna live there permanently, but I guess if it snowed and I wiped it out, it'd also be clean, but that is definitely a big solid chunk of ice there. Oh, there we go. Still not where I need it to break though. That's crazy. 3 inches thick of ice. I've got to get the insulation out of this building. Before in the summer, I would just drive up here, back right up to it, and load it in out. But now I got all this snow. I tried shoveling pathways at least, but I definitely didn't get enough to like making a way through for my ATV. Side by side, I really don't use the right terminology for that. I call it the ATV, the side by side, and the side by side the ATV, but the 4-wheel thingy, the one with the trunk in it. So I'm gonna come try and park as close as I can. It still saves some distance and struggles. Oh, door flying open. try that. I guess I had a bunch that were already unwrapped. I think when I was bringing them here, to fit them in the trailer I had to break them apart. So those are single individual bundles. Those single packs I can carry. So these double ones, you can lift for a short period, but I guess this might be, maybe the snow will help us in a way. I decided just to bring 2 more bundles over, so 4 bags total. I think with my calculations I might only need another 2 on top of that. I don't want to bring it over if I'm not going to use it, so also so I don't cramp my space up too much here. It's definitely getting dark out here, but I gotta try putting the side-by-side away here. And so I'm gonna try breaking this ice off of the cover so I can put it back away. I should, man, look at that massive chunk of ice. I could go ice skating on it. It's part of that clip there that got frozen around. Sweet, it's free. I'm just gonna chuck all this ice away, just so it can melt back down here. In some ways, I feel like I should just be firing up the ATV and plow it away. But might as well get a little bit of physical exercise in too. Just finished up from there to there. Yes, there's 2 open spots. I got to open a new pack and trim them down just half an inch on those 2, and then I'll fill them in. And then for back here, that's going to be getting to be a lot of cutting for there. I do want to finish that up before, so that's done until I get to the other wall, and then I can worry about figuring out cuts for this. I'm pretty sure I'll fit a full one in the middle, and have to see, but once I get the cuts figured out, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be some weird little nooks and crannies around all this stuff, you know, some little knots there, not knots, but little weird shapes there, and getting under the 2x4 and all that stuff. But at least once I have the, you know, perimeter done, which is nearly done for this 2/3, then I can get my system going for the middle. I did get the paint for that. I got to do that after I'm done this. All right, this whole section here is done now. Super happy with that. I'm gonna have to get some measurements and get all those pieces cut. And just bing bang boom, get them done. Just to continue with the progress update, I did get all those back pieces in. I do have the corners to do still. They're just a little different, and I got to get some tape. I think I ripped the one corner of the Tyvek. I taped it from the underside when I was there, but I want to put some tape from the top side here too. And that's about it for today. So super happy with how those slid down and in. I had to reach my hand under it. Make sure I pushed that front cut section under, and then it all pushed down real nice. So, but it is getting late. It's time to go have dinner, get cleaned up, spend some time with the family. So I'm gonna go ahead, shut it down for the night, and we'll be back tomorrow, put in more insulation. I do need to go grab my mask though and do that today. I'm going to be doing a lot more cutting of stuff. The rock wool is a lot better than the fiberglass insulation, but still sitting here opening bags, cutting. It's a lot of cutting too. If you're just putting it in the walls, it's pretty easy. Open a bag, just throw it up there. But I was still wearing a mask then, so I need to go get my mask and wear that just to stop all the floating particles getting into your throat. Look at that right here. Got the knee pads. We needed those. And yes, there's the mask. My last piece of what I would call my first full row all the way across. Definitely got a good system in place, and I feel confident repeating that and going forward and finishing the rest. So I'm gonna have to get to cut in some more pieces here and throw in more insulation in. I think I'm just in insulation mode, so I want to do all insulation. I want to get this all done and then just vapor bury everything at once. Seems like a good plan for right now. That is just over 2/3 of this flooring done now. Got all those rows done. On these last few things are only like 3 to 6 inches wide. I used a bunch of the offcuts because in between these ones where there's a double layer, I had to trim it down 1.5 inches. And on those long runs, you get quite a bit of scraps. So I figured a good spot to use the scraps from the pieces there in the middle. Yeah, got to find all sorts of little nooks and crannies to put your scrap pieces in. Otherwise, your calculations for how much insulation you need are probably going to be way off, and you're going to need a lot more.
Everyone wants a piece of Teddy. He's so confused. Come on, Mama.
Don't be so far that he can paw at you. that used about 2.5 bags just to finish this little section here. So I have 4 left in the building, and I definitely think we're gonna be close to finishing all that. That was about an hour and a half, so that's enough time with the mask on. Gotta give the nose a little break, get some air, and grab a drink of water, and then we'll get to finishing the rest. All right, yeah. It's been a couple days, but I finished up the installation in the floor late that night, so we'll show you that here in a minute. It's got super warm out lately and also windy, bit of a Chinook coming through, you could say. Normally don't get them up north here. We got one, so everything's turned to ice. A lot of the snow has melted and it's just like ice everywhere, but it's crazy. Like we have mud back again because the parts where I plowed, the snow melted all from there pretty quickly, and then yeah, it's back to positive temperatures and mud. Yum. Let's show you the important stuff right now. Come on in. Oi. Yeah, got everything over there still. I had to grab the one other bag of insulation that I thought I was gonna need, and I used all of it except for one piece. So I have that full piece left, and then probably have a couple pieces worth of scrap. I might keep them for up in the ceiling still, or I might throw something out, but I'm gonna put them in a bag and close it up for now, label it, and then get cleaned up and get ready for vapor barrier. Just gonna be easier. I'm probably gonna have to keep the OSB sheets in here just 'cause I don't want to have to haul them back out and move them around, but besides that, I'm gonna get everything else that I don't need out of here. And yeah, here's the flooring. I'm super happy with how all the insulation went in there. That's gonna sum up this video, and we'll see you guys in the next one.